And welcome back. There are no announcements for the class on this week's episode of Hysteria, so we're just going to get right into Sanity Corner / I Feel Petty, aka Sani Petty. Alyssa, do you want to go first?
Sure. So, Erin, earlier you spoke to Karina and she talked about Fatal Attraction. So, Fatal Attraction has been rebooted as a series on Paramount Plus, and I was like, you know what? Lizzie Kaplan, love her. Amanda Peet, Pacey, aka Joshua Jackson. I'm like, I'm going to get into it. Okay, here's the thing. Only 3 episodes are out. The first 2 are really not exciting. But the third one, I was starting to doze off on the sofa. And I'm kind of in and out of sleep. And all of a sudden I look and I was like, oh, I guess the affair has started. And then I'm like, he brought the dog on the affair, and it enraged me like nothing I have ever seen. He brought his family dog to the beach while he was having an affair with Lizzie Kaplan, aka Alex, and I thought it was like, obviously he's a fictional character, but I thought about it for hours. I couldn't sleep because of it. I'm like, what a betrayal. Why didn't he just bring the kid while he was at it? Like, the family dog is asleep on this woman's floor while they have movie sex. And I was like, this is absolutely, I may not be able to go on because this is such an affront.
Oh my God. You know how a lot of people were able to have secret families because DNA testing didn't exist, right? I feel like someone like that is allowed to bring their dog to the affair because we haven't yet developed the technology to get dogs to talk. Like, he better hope that we never figure out how dogs can.
But does he think that the dog didn't see what was happening, that the dog wasn't traumatized? If anyone's out there having an affair, you best not be bringing your dog.
Do you think dogs understand, like, monogamy?
I think that he understands that he lives with people.
Yeah.
And that this was not his lady.
Okay.
Right? This was not his lady.
He usually does that kind of wrestling move on a different lady. What's going on
On a different
here?
lady.
Yeah.
On a different lady. And I felt, I just really felt that whole scene was in very poor taste.
Well, the dog was like relaxed though and sleeping, right? And comfortable.
The dog can
Kind
only
of.
sleep to the sound of humping. He's like,
I just felt bad for the dog. That dog's going to need therapy.
This is so funny.
Okay, that's a good. I feel petty. I think that is probably the least problematic thing about the Fatal Attraction franchise.
I always think
yeah,
I can't
for
love
sure.
Alyssa's brain more, and then you top it.
Oh my God. Okay, so I'm gonna go next. This is, I feel petty / sanity corner. It's like a very petty thing that I find like very fun. It's bringing me joy. So there's a new law in Utah that requires porn sites to verify the ages of users before they enter the website. Apparently, it's more than just like if you go to like drizzly.com and you need to be like, yeah, I'm 21. Like, it's more involved than that at Utah. So in response, Pornhub has disabled websites for people located in Utah.
no porn for you.
Yeah, no porn for Utah. But what's really, really
That's why
funny.
you can't have nice things.
I know. Yeah. Well, so Utah is famously very right wing and religious, and they there's a video if you are in Utah and you look at Pornhub that comes up and is like, hey, this is your government's like we're not going to do this, which is very funny. So here's a funny epilogue to that, right? You guys know what a VPN is?
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So according to Google Trends, the state looking up VPN the most, Utah.
Yeah.
They're all trying to disguise their IP addresses so they can still access their free streaming online pornography.
That is amazing.
Yeah. It's funny because, like, who says that old white guys can't learn new technology?
Girls.
Girls. They're all learning about VPNs now in Utah. And so,
I mean, I feel bad for Salt Lake because, they're cool.
they are cool.
There's a lot of cool in Salt Lake. They have don't they have a lesbian mayor or something even?
I'm not sure about the city government of Salt Lake City, but I will say that it is a great place to visit. It's got a cute little downtown. It's nice. I like Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
They deserve their free streaming porn, I guess. I don't know.
It's like they already have weak drinks, right? Like, can't they only put like one shot of alcohol in every drink? Like, it's very measured. It's like, let them watch porn.
That's honestly why Utah is one of my favorite places to go on vacation, because like I come back from vacation and I feel so healthy because it's like it's it's just a huge pain in the ass to drink, you know? So it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to do other things like hike and like, you know, look at the sunset or whatever.
Yeah.
And not watch porn.
Right.
Read the Book of Mormon.
Yeah,
you know?
read the Book of Mormon. They have that in hotels there. It's, they're really serious about it. They apparently believe that it's real.
I know. When you go to Utah and I asked one person, I was like, oh, do you know where there's a coffee shop nearby? And they said, well, because coffee's not a thing, really.
They can drink
They
coffee,
can
but
drink
some people
coffee,
are like, ooh.
But they kept saying, but have you been to, they kept trying to send me to everywhere I went where I asked where something was, they kept trying to send me to the big church.
What?
Yeah, the big one on the hill.
Oh my God. You know that they're all
Jeez.
going crazy about a soda chain, like a fast food restaurant that serves soda in Utah. I swear to God, we'll have to talk more about this
I don't know.
offline. But
They're probably right about all of it.
It's a real, yeah, maybe. All right, Kara, Sanity Corner or I Feel Petty?
You know, I feel like the last few times I've come on, I've really done sanity, and so let's do petty today. I was just talking to another crooked employee before I came in here, Hallie, lovely person, and I was telling her about how there's just a woman who her daughter is in my daughter's class, and she is like a chef. So obviously she finds a lot of joy in preparing food, but she posts these bento boxes of what she sends to school with her child, and they are out of control. I'm like, your child's eating pickled cornichons, like what, or like pickled beets and cornichons, and like there's some kind of purple powder all over one of the things, and it's like pea powder and moon root and all this. I'm like, don't ever sit next to my child. She eats peanut butter and jelly every goddamn day. It's all she wants. If I gave her something else, she would revolt. Like, and it's literally like, you know, a little bit of like tahini, like all this stuff. I'm like, my kids won't try anything. And the fact that you're just shoving this in my face on your Instagram account, which I can choose to follow or not, I just am feeling very petty about people trying to give their kids gourmet bento box lunches. Just cut it out. Get down here with the rest of us with the GIF.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I see these like things that are like, here's some suggested toddler foods, and it's like stewed carrots, and it's like, she's not going to eat
and
that.
then it's like cut everything into shapes. It's like, who has time for this?
I don't have time. I barely have time to like microwave stuff.
Yeah,
that's
Amazing.
real. I'm there.
But
with
then
you.
again, I also have this super picky child, and maybe her child eats freaking foie gras, and I'm just like a jerk. So
I would say if the child is eating foie gras, that child might be a jerk.
Yeah,
That's not a very,
pricey. I'm not getting my kids into that kind of stuff.
Okay, Michaela, bring us home. Sanity Corner or I Feel Petty.
Well, this is actually really going to bring us home because I'm going to go full circle. So, whereas Alyssa's talking about the dog in Fatal Attraction, so have y'all ever contacted a pet psychic before?
No.
Okay, my dogs, neither Fred nor I could bring our dog to an affair because they're not fit for society. One of my dogs is so loyal to us that he kind of hates everybody else. And the other, but mostly men, he hates men, and the other one hates women. So they've made our lives very stressful, but they're so awesome, and they have real personalities. And I always feel like they're trying to tell me something. So I told this to a friend, and she said, I know the best pet psychic, which I've been down this road many times.
Wait.
I'm so into this, Michaela. Keep going. I'm so into this.
And let me tell you something. I've been down this road. I've been duped. The last person, I was like, wow, all this stuff is pretty spot on, and realized every single thing he said was on my Instagram page. So I just thought, okay, let's do this. No, she said, no, I'm telling you. I talked to this woman who basically starts the whole thing with, what do you want? And I said, oh, okay, this is not like very touchy-feely. And I said, well, I just feel like, what did you say? I said, I feel like my dogs are your dogs aren't trying to tell you anything. They're not trying to tell you a goddamn thing. You already know what they're trying to tell you. What? I don't know. One of them has, borderline personality disorder. The other one is like, she'll get better, but the other, this is you. I don't know. Your guides are telling me right now they need medication or muzzle. And I was like, thank you so much for all this incredible insight. And then she just only wanted, she's like, but they're mirrors. What are you so anxious about? I'm like, oh, Jesus, here we go. So now we're talking about me. And she was so nasty to me. She was so mean. And I was like, this is hilarious, but also I can't believe I'm at the end of 20 minutes. I ended up paying this woman, I kid you not, $110 to get yelled at and to be told that my dog, nothing like, okay, my guides are saying medication. Okay, great. So, look, I'm going to look into medication is my point. But I just, I don't, pet psychics, like what the fuck was that? And also, why do I keep going back to that well? I have never one time had a illuminating experience. I don't know. People tell me they have, and when they tell me, I'm like, yeah, you knew that. Like, you just paid. There was nothing new for me to be. I just wanted them to be like, well, here's the deal. You chose your dog and your dog chose you because you have to play out some karmic ritual and here's how it is. And they're saying, if you just go get that red stuffy, then they'll just be so happy and stop, attacking people at the door. That would be great. Never has that happened. Anyway, they're bullshit. I'm over pet psychics. Okay. I love psychics. I love intuitives, but pet psychics can go fuck.
What about your friend that said this was the best pet psychic?
She was like, everything's a gift. Now you know. Now you know you don't like pet
She's
psychics.
like, I forgot to tell you I love getting yelled at. That's my thing.
Right. Now I know I don't love pet psychics.
Oh my God. Yeah, what a gift that she gave you with getting yelled at. Oh, that would be an amazing character to write, like a really mean psychic.
I told my friend and she's like, we're writing this.
A mean pet psychic who's like, why are you even here? Why are you coming to my business?
No, but I said, okay, fine. If we're talking about me, how's this going with like like some of my outreach stuff or activism? She's like, you don't need to do that. Somebody else can do that. I'm like, that is so antithetical to activism.
Oh man, was this by chance on April 1st? Because it would be a funny April Fool's joke if you were a psychic.
No, it was on May 1st. It was on May Day.
Oh no, so it's fresh.
Yeah,
the wound is fresh.
So fresh.
Oh my goodness. Well, that is all the time we have for this week's episode of Hysteria. Kara and Michaela, thank you so much for coming by. Alyssa, thank you for being my ride or die. And listeners, thank you for listening. There will be more Hysteria next week.